Okay, today we are going to talk about the Met Mile, and this is consistently one of the most important races of the year, and it's for older horses. The favorite's going to be McKinsey.
He lost in Austin again. He lost in the Classic. Okay, that was the Classic, but he lost the Classic. He lost in the Saudi Cup. A very disappointment race. And I didn't like his last race. Okay, he won the Triple Bend, but I think he barely beat Fashionably Fast, Darth Vader. That is a very low level compared to this one.
Well, it was off a layoff. You're going to be hard on him off the layoff.
Yes, but I really think I didn't like what I watched that day. I think he needs to improve a lot to beat this field.
Like we discussed, he could have won this race last year. He just had some traffic problems in the stretch run, so he couldn't catch Matoli in the end. But if that traffic didn't happen, he might have won.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, but that was last year, and I really think this is not the same horse.
He's not my top choice, but he's one of my choices. And I just think Bafford's going to have him ready for this. I don't think he had him tuned up for the Triple Bend. Code of Honor just won the Westchester Stakes, which is a local race at Belmont Park. It was a mile and 116, so he's cutting back a little bit. He did win the Westchester by half a length over Endorsed, who might not be that good. But last year, Code of Honor won races like the Travers. He won the Jockey Club Gold Cup, but then he didn't hit the board in the Breeders' Cup Classic. So he does have some clunkers too, or at least one clunker. What do you think of Code of Honor?
No, I forgive this classic because some horses didn't like the surface that weekend, and so maybe Code of Honor was one of them. This is a horse that can run in every distance. He's really a late horse. He also has a very good race in the Dyer. He won that race. Okay, that was a very good performance. However, he beat that day weaker field. He beat Final Jeopardy, Rowayton, and company. I really liked what I saw in his last race. Every people think endorsed was the winner at the stretch, but he was able to rally and win. He recorded a bullet on June 24 and 5 furlongs in 1 minute and change. And really I think this horse is life.
Yeah, I like him too. I think he could win at any distance. He's won at 1 mile before, like in the Dwyer Stakes. I am slightly concerned that it took him a bit of effort to beat Endorsed in the Westchester because I don't think Endorse is that great of a horse, but maybe Code of Honor just wasn't fit enough for the race. And he might need a fast pace too because he is a closer at 1 mile. Do you have any concerns about the pace for him?
I agree. This is a horse that needs some pace. And okay, he needed to fight to fought a bit hard to win the Winchester. However, since he's a Claude McGaughey trainee, I think he was a bit short in that race. That was just a prep, but he was too good to win the race.
Right. And I don't think Shug is going to have him short for an important race like the Met Mile, so I think he's going to show his best effort.
Yes, and I really think his plan during this year was this race, was the Med Mile. So he's pointing to a race that is his main goal. So that's what I pick in him.
Let's talk about Vekoma. He's 5-2 on the morning line, and he was one of the Kentucky Derby contenders last year, but he didn't fare well. He was 13th in the race. But before that, he did win the Bluegrass, and he was third to Code of Honor in the Fountain of Youth. And when he came back this year in March, He took an ungraded stakes race at Gulfstream Park, and that was a good return. And then he went into Carter Handicap, and he won by over 7 lengths. Network Effect was second. Do you think his win in the Carter was slop aided?
No, because he's proof he can handle a fast track. He won the Bluegrass Stakes. He won the Nashua. He also at Gulfstream Park he won on a fast track. So it seems that he can handle every surface. The better post, he would be my top choice, but now he's on the inside, and he would be to work a little bit more. This horse, the horse that is in top form. I think you see his last race recorded, according to Business, 113 was his speed figure. The horse is running very fast.
Well, I don't have Breesnet, but on Timeform US, he did record a 125, which is pretty high on their scale. So it was a fast race. I'm just concerned that he didn't beat true Grade One horses. Like you even admitted to me that Network Effect isn't a true Grade One horse. So we'll see.
Yes, Vekoma, okay, this is a tougher field that is facing on Saturday, and he just needs to run like the Carter. I think if he bounces a bit, he can lose.
Vekoma is not going to be one of my top three choices. I mean, he could win, but I'll let it beat me. Do you want to talk about Mr. Freeze? He's 8-1 on the morning line, and he's in post 7. He comes off a third place finish in the Oklahoma Handicap, right behind Warriors Charge and by my standards. And prior to that, he did win a 1-turn mile at Gulfstream. He won the Gulfstream Park Mile by 3 lengths over Fat Man and Hog Creek Hustle. And he also was second in the Pegasus World Cup. So does he just need 1 mile? I think that's what you told me.
Yes, call me stubborn, but I really like Mr. Freeze in this spot. I know he needs to move forward to beat this field. However, he's unbeaten in 1-turn mile races. He won the AK on September last year, and he also won the Gulfstream Park Mile on February. That day he beat Hawk Creek Hostel, and he also recorded a triple digits. According to Brisnet, was 106. I really think this horse would stock the pace, would sit in the stocking position, third place, mainly because Warrior Charge, I think he's going to be sent, mainly because he's on the outside post. And Vekoma would be urged because he on the inside and he needs to break fast. That's why I think Mr. Freeze is going to sit in the third place and well try to make his move enter the stretch. The main task, if Vekoma faded, the main task would be hold off Code of Honor. That's what I remember. You told me that is not an easy task for you.
If Warriors Charge is going to the lead, Mr. Freeze will have to meet him on the lead up front, and then he's going to have to put away Warriors Charge, and then he's going to have to hold off the closers, which are McKenzie and Code of Honor. And so he has 2 very tough tasks ahead of him. If you think he could step up and handle both issues, well, you'll get a good price on him.
Yes, I think he's going to be lower than 8-1. I think he's going to be more than 10-1.
I can't pick Mr. Freeze on top, but he could be an underneath horse if I was playing a trifecta. You like him as part of your top 3, right?
I agree with you. He's a horse that usable in trifectas or exactas. But why not using him on a pick 3 as a long shot?
Okay, you want to talk about Warriors Charge? Like you said, he's going to go to the front. He's 12-1 on the morning line, and he comes off a second place finish in the Oakland Handicap. He was just no match for by my standards. But before that, he won the Razorback Handicap by a head over a Banquet, and he also won an allowance optional claimer. Last year, this was a very promising horse. He set the pace in the Preakness Stakes before fading to fourth. So I think he still has a bright future. He's still developing into the horse that he's going to be. And I thought his Oakland Handicap was a good race. He just lost to a good horse. What do you think of Warriors Charge?
Yes, I like the Oakland Handicap because he was beaten by my standards, and by my standards just got beat last weekend by Tom Stetat. And Tom Stetat is one of the top horses. My concern is that I think Warriors Charge is more a galloper than a speedy horse. So I prefer him in 2 turns races than this race. Let's see. I know he's going to show speed, but you see, all his better races has been over 2 turn races, on route races. And the race before the Preakness was an optional claiming over 2 turns. Then he won at Fairgrounds on 1 mile and 1:16. The Razorback 1 and 1:16, and his last race 1 and 1:8. And this race, I'm not sure he can handle the speed of this race.
You have a point there. When he made his first two starts at 6 furlongs, he could only manage to close for third. And then he tried a 1 mile race at Oakland Park. He was still a mid pack horse, and he could only manage third again. And then when they stretched him out to a mile and 1/16th, then he finally broke his maiden by 6 lengths. And then he won the allowance optional claimer by 6.5 lengths before his try in the Preakness Stakes. But I don't know. Maybe it's because they changed his style. I'm going to give him a chance at 1 mile. I don't think it's a drastic difference compared to a mile and 1/16th. I still think he should be able to secure the lead. I think he can outbreak Mr. Freeze. We'll see. He's my top choice.
Oh, well. Do you want to talk of Endorsed?
I don't think Endorse is good enough. I think he had 4 races this year. Well, he had 3 races going into the Westchester, and I think he was a lot more fit than Code of Honor, and that's why it was so close.
Okay, yes. Endorsed impressed me in the Travers last year when he made a big move and finished fourth to Code of Honor. But after that race, he suffered an injury, and this year it was a kind of disappointment to me because he only was able to win optional claiming races. He was fifth in the Santa Anita Handicap, and last race I think he won one of his best races, and he got defeated by Code of Honor.
It is possible that the switch to trainer Belmont might have improved him because Kieran McLaughlin retired from training, but we'll see. I want him to prove it to me. Yeah, I'm going with Warriors Charge. He needs the lead, so he better get sent to the lead. Otherwise, he has no chance. Otherwise, Code of Honor or McKinsey. How about you?
Okay, I don't really have a top pick. I think I like both horses. Maybe I giving the slight edge to Code of Honor because of the post position. Okay, the other horse I like is Vekoma. Vekoma is, I think, the horse in best form of this field. And my third choice, okay, is a horse that nobody likes, is Mr. Freeze, mainly because I think he's a true miler.
We'll see. I think you'll get a better price on Mr. Freeze than I'm going to get on Warriors Charge because all the pace handicappers will think Warriors Charge will try to take them all the way.
Especially because I remember Mitol win gate to wire And 2 years ago, who was the winner?
B Jersey.
Oh, B Jersey, another horse winning gate to wire.
Well, that's our show today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to donate to both of our PayPals. The link is in the description. And yeah, we'll talk about next week and see if there's anything to talk about.
Okay. See you next week.
All right. Right. See you next week.